I'm not good with words, but I want to get my major points across as straightforward as I can, without giving too much away. I'm gonna say up front, Slay the Princess is a game that you should absolutely go into with as little information as possible. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about it, so there's gonna be your information. Other than the Steam page, Slay the Princess is presented as a story where you are told, in no uncertain terms, to go to a cabin in the woods, go into the basement, and slay the princess. No questions asked. Just do it, get out. Now, you can certainly do that if you do so choose. However, in doing so, some crazy things happen if you don't listen to the narrator. And I do recommend you do not listen to the narrator. This game came out of nowhere. I saw it on Steam, and I was like, that sounds interesting. There's a demo. Let's play the crap out of it. So I played the demo, and I wound up really enjoying what I had played originally. Then the full game came out, and I've been playing the heck out of it for the last couple of days. This game probably has become my favorite game of the year so far. And there's not much of the year left. And considering I'm saying that now is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that this game just came out of left field, because obviously I didn't know about it. But the fact this game came out of left field and sits above games like Final Fantasy 16, sits above games like Spider-Man 2, which I know I'm gonna like. I haven't played it yet, but I know I'm gonna like it. But it sits above Spider-Man 2, sits above Xenoblade 3 DLC, sits above whatever the heck else came out this year, because I don't remember nothing from the past year of games that came out, because I play the games, I enjoy the heck out of them, and then they're just gone. They're out of my head. Which is unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, this game is a visual novel, which is not something I tend to ever play. Ever. So, getting into it, the whole thing is hand-drawn, ever so slightly animated, very well written, very well voice acted. The narrator voice actor and the hero voices that you hear throughout the game are done by Jonathan Sims, and the princess, or princesses, are done by Nicole Goodnight. They both do a fantastic job. They're a pleasure to listen to. Very believable characters. And the music, as you can hear right now in the background, is done by Brandon Boone. He does a fantastic job setting the stage and the mood of every scene. This game has over 90 achievements, 97 to be exact. And they are... Ooh, they're very fun to unlock. Several of them are fun to unlock. Granted, all of them are just playing through the different routes of the game. The gameplay itself is your typical narrative-based visual novel with a ton of choices. And 90-ish% of the game, maybe 95%, takes place in a cabin, in the woods, in a basement. That will change based on your choices. As mentioned earlier, the major decision that you make as soon as you start is, do you listen to the narrator and slay the princess? Or do you listen to the hero and hear her out and maybe try to rescue her? Depending on your choices, it'll depend on how the princess will act, how she will see you, and what ultimately may happen depending on your choices. For instance, you go into the cabin, into the main room of the cabin, and there is a knife. If you do not choose to take the knife with you, the princess will act differently towards you when you go see her for the first time. If you take the knife, she'll act coldly towards you. If you don't, she'll be happier and a bit more upbeat. Previously mentioned, the visuals, phenomenal. They're all hand-drawn, very pretty to look at. I love the hell out of everything they have going through here. Naturally, this game is a horror game, kind of, if you see the reviews on Steam or the tags, as a psychological horror game. And that is true to an extent. And I realize my music is stopped because apparently there's an advertisement going for Lowe's, but it's currently muted because I have ad blocker. So frick off, advertisers. Just play the music. Let's go. Alright. The whole playlist of music's on Spotify, by the way. I'm just gonna point that out. It's free, it's great. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. There are, as I was talking about, the more psychological horror part, there are certain parts of this game that have body horror, so to speak. An example, go ahead and try to free the princess without the knife, and see what happens. Fun times. It's stuff like that, where the more you talk or interact with the princess, the more you're like, maybe I should kill her. But there's always something, at least for me when I played through, where I was like, just maybe this isn't completely her fault. Which, I'm not going to lead into or try to allude to anything, but there are several different endings to this game depending on your choices. As for what the penultimate quote-unquote true ending is, that's up to you. With the couple of major endings and the one minor ending you can get. That's up to you. I am not you. All I'm saying is I know what my true ending was. Slay the Princess is around $20 US on Steam, more appropriately around 18. If 20 is too expensive, I understand. It may go on sale in the future. I have a new view on how I do scores. I highly recommend this game. 100,000% recommend this game for anyone who likes visual novels, and even if you don't like visual novels, horror games, or anything that allows you to be intrigued by what's going on in a game like this. And of course, there is some wholesomeness in there. Definitely not as often as one would think, but it's definitely there, and it is a pleasure to find. But if people need a number score, I'm biased, because again, I said this is one of my favorite games of the year. If I had to make a comparison to another game that came out this year, or like just in the past, it would be Undertale. A lot of people really loved Undertale for what it did. This game is my Undertale. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's just how I can explain it. And if you need a number, 10 out of 10. Of course, I'm gonna tell you right now, that is a very biased take, but I had no issues with this game, maybe a spelling error once in a while, but that's it. I have nothing else to really add other than the voice acting is phenomenal, the writing is great, I love the hell out of every second of this game. Despite the music, don't worry about that, this is great. And the soundtrack is very good. That's about all I really have to say about this game, other than please play it and give it a shot for yourself. The demo, unfortunately, does not exist anymore, so you can get through playthrough in about maybe 5 hours, but because there's so many choices, it might take you a little bit longer. And my choices were based on, the playtime is based on clicking a thing and allowing the words of the characters to speak. So I just left it on auto and just listened. I didn't really skip through nothing. Another thing that I did was I allowed chat to play and make some choices during one of the other playthroughs I did during my very first playthrough for my choices. And that was kind of fun. I might do that later on. We'll see what happens though. Anyway. Pardon. Still getting over a cold. But I hope you enjoyed this minor review, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. I stream on Twitch once in a while. I've been busy with real life, so I haven't been able to get around to making anything new or stream. But I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you all next time, whenever that may be. Bye-bye.